ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
I would never do something like that. First of all, I have a girlfriend who I love very much.
Her name is?
Michelle.
Michelle. What she look like?
She's super tall.
You feel blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like Wolf's about right friends? Get friends,
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang. Yes. Boy, that is good news.
It is the 22nd day of November 2024. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show. My name is Chris Hockey. We are less than a week from Thanksgiving. We are a couple of days away from the Vikes at Chicago, and we're ready for a Friday morning. A Friday morning on the Power Trip Morning Show. Glenn Perkins coming in to play the initial game today. That'll be fun. That'll be cool. Marnsey will be here, and Mark Pierce, I believe, and a cast of thousands. So we might as well get her started, shall we? Here's some comedy from Tracy Morgan about Thanksgiving. It's the Power Trip Morning Show on a Friday morning. Come on in. I'm glad you're here.
Thanksgiving in my house didn't start until somebody opened up that Smirnoff. It's going down right then and there. I always had that aunt that was a Jehovah's Witness. No, she ain't supposed to be celebrating no damn holidays. But she showed up anyway with her crazy family because somebody cooked. And she the first one. First one to get drunk and want to tell the truth, and we all love it. Hope she bring up cousin Lonnie. Bobby is not that boy's father. And the boy's sitting right there. He's 44 years old. Bobby's not that damn boy's father. Y'all know it. Bobby's a good man. He ain't that damn boy's father. He right there crying. I hate y'all. Y'all ain't no family. Every Thanksgiving, y'all gotta bring my father into it. I can't wait to go back down south, man.
Can you do me a huge favor and never repeat this to anyone that you respect, okay?
The finish line is waiting. Feet is on your side. You hear the distant thunder. It's lightning in your stride.
Jeff, look at this thing.
Avengers Assemble. It's Friday, November 22nd of 2024. The band's back together. Chris is back from a one day off. Zach's back from Las Vegas. John Creasel's here. Everybody's here. This is the Power Trip Morning Show. I'm Corey. That's Chris. That's Paul. That's Zach. That's John.
What's up?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Hi.
Happy Friday.
Hi, Paul.
Hello.
Look at this beardless wonder, John Creasel.
I know.
Look at him.
Ah.
The human version of Shrek is still making people laugh across the upper Midwest.
Just smooth.
And that's something. I don't know what that is.
I like it, though.
Yeah, John said a very nice thing about it.
Which was?
Well, I can't repeat it on the air, but yeah.
I referenced that his face would make a nice seat.
Yes.
For yourself or for somebody else?
Depends on the day.
Well, welcome to the Power Trip Morning Show.
Hey,
Chris,
Hogs,
welcome back.
Hogs Daddy.
Zacho, welcome
Hi,
back.
buddy.
Good to be here.
Is somebody on the hotline?
No,
You
I
know
don't.
when that hotline blang,
Yeah.
it can only mean one thing.
Was there somebody on the hotline, Saw?
No, I don't think so. That was like that when I walked in.
Oh, okay.
Santa.
Santa was.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I shouldn't have hung up on him.
Yeah, you hung up on Santa
I'm
Claus?
sorry. I got a problem.
Uh-oh. Lump of coal.
That's right. Lump of something.
I got some questions.
Been threatening Chloe with the lump of coal lately.
Oh,
She's been sweet, but then at the certain times, it's such a nice thing to be able to threaten that I will call Santa. I will get his ass on the phone.
Then she'll tell you to go back to the war.
Yeah. She will say, that was the nice thing a couple weeks ago, yeah. I want you to go back into the war.
Wow.
Which isn't, like, when she was younger, she would say to go back into the army. I mean, the whole town knows what happened to me in the war. So, very nice daughter.
that's something like a slam comic would say, right? Go back to the war. Man, she's aggressive. I wonder where she gets that from.
She goes hard in the paint. Oh, yeah. Her mom, for sure.
How many times has Kayla said, I wish you would go back to the war?
0 times.
Oh, okay, good. So she doesn't get it directly from Kayla.
No, but the
vibe.
That sass.
For sure. Yeah. Most of them do.
Mm-hmm.
Zachary, how was Las Vegas, Nevada?
It was cool. It was cool.
Busy?
Not really. It's very crowded just because of the track that's in the middle of Las Vegas Boulevard right now. But
when's the actual race?
Saturday night.
Oh, this weekend.
They're doing trials right
now. They did the practice, 2 practice sessions last night. They've got qualifying tonight, and then the race is late Saturday evening. So, but they were doing something, not this last night, but the night before. I got woken up by it because it was, my room was right on the strip. And so all of a sudden it sounded like jet engines, like jet planes were like landing constantly, like every minute or two. And I finally got up, I'm like, what is going, I got to get up. And yeah, they had, I don't know what they were doing. That they had race cars out there that they were going, maybe not full speed, but fast enough to wake me up from a deep slumber.
That was the video you posted?
Yeah.
That was pretty sweet.
You know what time that was taken at?
No, I don't keep track of
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Wow.
Which, even for Vegas. Really,
I love that sign.
Which is both early and late.
Yeah, but even for Vegas, I was a little surprised at the fact that they had, like race cars with their loud engines going at 3 o'clock in the morning. All the lights in the, they usually turn off the lights in the hotels and stuff. Those were on still at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like it was, but it was cool. It was cool to see. And then, everything else was awesome. The weather was perfect.
Awesome.
Like, just a little bit warmer than here, but 60s, good quarter zip weather.
Where does race car rank in terms of your favorite palindromes? Towards the top?
I didn't even know it was. Yeah, it's up there. Definitely top 5.
Oh, that was a quick decision. Now that you know that it's there, it's top 5?
Top 5.
Wow.
No!
It debuted.
Straight to the top 5 of the Halvy Hot 100.
Yeah, Zero Res is up there.
The guy's asleep.
Zero Res spells the same forward and backward.
It did seem like this year the sort of in the lead up to the race, the disruption to the city was a lot less than last year because they weren't built. Last year was ridiculous when we went on our sports betting trip because they were having to build the grandstand, the permanent structures. And those are all done now. Now it's just like the temporary stuff. Now
and actually paved the track, which was a big. But I did ask the Uber driver. I was like, "So is this?" Because I thought the same thing. I haven't really seen as much bitching on social media and stuff. And he goes, "No, it's just as bad as last year.
They're beaten down, so they're not.
They've been beaten into submission that they don't even care anymore about complaining because they know it's just."
It didn't feel bad though. Whereas before last year, we were having to not drive on the strip. We're having to take,
and thankfully, on that same Uber drive, it was down the track too, so it was really cool to see going through all the concrete barriers and everything. So it's great.
No. What fell?
Can I tell them what you sent me a picture of?
Oh no!
Wait, which one?
Oh no,
the Warhammer.
I think you just sent me one.
Okay,
I mean, outside of I saw the Puma store.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, ick.
Go ahead.
So at one point, Zacho just sent me a picture. He was not in it, just before anybody asks. Of just his bathtub view of the strip and a bag of gummies right in front of him.
Oh, that's what he was doing in there.
Edibles in a bathtub, and I'm like, that sums up his Vegas trip. There it is.
Oh no, the police are here.
Houston, though.
Multiple snaps to people, just hello from heaven in that bathtub.
Dear God.
Need a snorkel just in case.
It's the greatest thing ever, dude.
Did you play the PlayStation from the bathtub while you were doing edibles?
Oh, I almost swore. Oh, that was it. That would have been. Well, no, I don't think I could have done it the way the TVs were faced. But the PlayStation came in clutch, wired internet. Oh man, it came
in clutch. How many hours do you believe you played the PlayStation in Las Vegas? If you had to guess,
4-ish each day, 3 to 4-ish. Because I got like 2 separate friend groups that like the one plays in the beginning and then...
Who has more than one friend group? Yeah, that's too many friends.
I know.
So maybe, how long were you there? 3+ days?
Yeah.
You're 12 plus hours of PlayStation in a Las Vegas hotel room.
Wow. Just, yeah, it was great. It was a really good week. I want to
Sounds
do it
good.
again.
Oh, you threw up.
With it, I mean, solo trip
Solo
is the way to
journeys have
go.
their
So you're at the
perks.
point in your life you would rather go there by yourself than with others.
Oh, somebody's
I
taking a
think
Hot
so.
Wheels.
I got
Oh.
that was
This was Zach getting out of the bathtub.
Yeah,
The beginning of Gin and Juice.
standing above the bathtub.
It does look like the beginning of Gin and Juice. If we could only play it. Well, welcome back.
good to be here.
Your squad can't stop losing.
They
Or sorry,
can't.
the other way
Oh, they're
around.
booing
Strike
you.
that, reverse it. They can't stop winning.
No, especially on the road.
The Wolves are falling apart. Sauce went on like about a 10-minute just Twitter
Burn it down.
rant
love it.
last night.
You got to be careful though. The diehard, like the real dorky Wolves fans, not a very nice bunch.
No,
You can't say anything
I got some
about
horrible things said about
but
me
also
and
too
my
is
future
who cares?
son, but yeah,
Sayonara,
Who cares about
No, I don't
suckers?
care. Yeah,
Oh, what'd they
just-
say about your future son?
No, I don't know. I blocked all of them, but yeah,
Don't block. Who cares? It's good to. I like to hear mean stuff about me. It keeps me humble.
good point.
Go back to the war, Daddy.
She's got a Twitter account already?
Yeah.
Just spitting hate. Zach, your hands up.
I'm going to be on Twin Cities Live today.
That's what I heard.
I need to come up with questions for each of the 4 hosts. So if you have any ideas, any suggestions,
Four
Or not- not 4
Kelly and
hosts.
Kristen.
Uh,
Is that what you mean too? So Ben, Elizabeth, Kelly and Kristen.
No,
or who-
actually,
who are
the other two. I'm sorry. Are Ken Barlow.
Oh,
And I'm sorry, I don't know how to say his last name. Matt Swerwe, or whatever. The another meteorologist at Channel 5. I got to come up with questions. So
personal questions?
anything. They said anything.
Interesting.
I just thought it would be if you guys or if any of the listeners have some good ideas, let me know.
So this isn't like a game show. This is just they
No.
answer questions.
Correct.
Interesting.
It can be about anything, people, places, things. There's really no connection though to the questions.
Ask them the strangest place that they've made love.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bob.
Yeah,
But by the way, it's individual. So if I can ask Ben anything, if you've ever wanted to know, Elizabeth.
Ask Ben which of his teammates had the largest hammer.
yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good-
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll play well into Twin Cities Live's demographic. They'll
I'll
love
lock
that.
that in.
I just sent you a text.
Okay.
Oh no.
They're wondering the same thing. The viewers are.
Yeah, they are.
They're just afraid to say it.
Yeah, you're correct.
You're like Chat GPT.
What's Hawk's question?
Wow.
I've been keeping track of good questions for a very long time.
Wow.
What is it?
Just a bunch of good questions.
Well, that's a different network, too. Good question. Tonight at 10.
question. Wow.
Yeah, there's some good ones on there, right?
Like literally, that's it. That's my homework.
There you go. Yeah, anytime I'm reading a magazine article or I'm listening to something like that and I see a good question, I just copy it and put it on my notes. So I keep them.
That's brilliant.
That's why I'm such a dynamite interviewer.
Hey, Hawk.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Sauce.
Yeah.
How
Go
would you
Sauce.
like to be remembered? Not as a parent, but professionally. As the guy with or without the beard?
That's a really good question.
See?
I don't have an answer.
Did any of you see the interview with that kid interviewing Mike Tyson before
Yeah.
the fight?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
When he swore.
Yeah, well, he swore, but it was the most down where he's like, none of it matters because she asked about legacy.
Right.
He's like, that's a stupid word. No one, legacy's dumb and I'm going to be dead. I'm going to be dust and
Yes.
no one's going to care. No one's gonna,
pretty dark.
and then she goes, thank you for sharing that.
She's a pro. Already, she's a pro.
Yeah.
Is she related to him?
I don't know. I mean,
think she's related to him.
okay,
too.
hopefully, because otherwise that kid got thrown to the wolves.
Yeah. Junior
Best
reporter is
interviewer.
a bad time to bring up the junior reporter bit.
Just, this is Iron Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Right.
At any point. The guy who went after morning news hosts and stuff on satellite interviews.
And he's tame now. He just basically
great,
is like,
dude.
yeah, I'm on the tail end of life and no one cares.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
going to
over
die
for me,
soon
yeah.
and I'll be dust. Just.
There's so many memes that came out of last Friday, even though last Friday sucked. But the one that's made me laugh, even though I don't play fantasy football, have you seen the people that have tweeted out Mike Tyson walking out to the ring by himself, right? Looking as confident as possible. And somebody posted me posting my starting fantasy football roster when I have 4 guys on the bye week.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
So
You look menacing and you look like you got all the intention to get in there and kick ass, but you're not. You're just mailing it in.
But it also looks a little bit like he's walking to his death.
Yeah.
It was just that.
By himself,
weird.
too.
Yeah.
The fact that he walked by himself looked so...
He didn't. I made a bunch of memes
Lost.
I'm not a meme creator, but I was using, a chance to rip the poll ads, a chance to rip, Netflix, all of it.
Sauce's son.
No.
I'm trying to figure out who did it.
Yeah, I would never do that. I can't wait to hold that beautiful child.
So Creasel's already here. Zach's back.
By you.
Hawk's back. Mr. Z's going to be here at not here, but on at 6:20. He can't wait to talk about Wicked.
I can't
Everybody's going nuts over that.
Are you
Paris
gonna
should
see
be
it,
here
Hogs?
shortly.
Today?
Yeah, man, I think I'm going to try, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Paris is going to be here shortly. Marnie later. Glenn Perkins later. Charch Challenge at 6:40 with just 4 weeks to go. Creasel, how about your week last week?
Pretty
You
decent.
must feel much, much better after Mixon put up a giant number. Lots to get to between now and 9 o'clock. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
The Fan.
The Power Hour begins at 8 a.m. You can watch it at KFAN.com/watch. It'll feature, of course, Glenn Perkins in the Initials game and plenty more. It's all thanks to Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed.
Unleashed.
Sayonara, suckers.
He's been unleashed. There he goes. Commercial on Friday. Here we go.
Since you have increased the Pat Kessler sound bites over the last handful of weeks, I've had so many people go, how do we get Pat Kessler to play Initials? I have no idea if he's a morning person or not.
He would for sure play.
He would.
Yeah.
I love Pat too. He's never been in studio on this show. Have we ever had him on the phone?
Seems like it.
It seems like we should have at some point, but now I can't remember if we ever have.
I guess I can't remember.
That's one of my favorite segments on Barrero. And I love
Kessler.
He takes a beat. He calls him Pelosi Pat. And just the best.
Yeah, it's great.
He's such a good reporter, too. When I deal with him when I was in the legislature, just absolutely fair.
He's a class act.
Absolute class act.
No.
And he's funnier than hell.
He sure is.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Thursday Night Football?
Sure did. I took Zach's recommendation to watch it on the Next Gen Stats feed.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It's kind of the Madden. We were talking about it off air last week, and I was like, let's see if Zach was right. He was. And especially with it being a snow fest, it was in a snow globe where the players then were highlighted, so it was easier to see what was going on. And then you still have the normal play-by-play and color commentary, but a guy would chime in then on some of the analytical decisions that were made on 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and explain if it was the right decision, what the number said, and why. Fantastic. I love it. I wish more broadcasts would do it. It's not as feasible during like a full slate of Sunday games. Love it. Highly recommend. So, thanks, Zach.
Happy to help.
To the end zone goes Chubb. Touchdown Browns. Look at this crowd. Nobody's left.
I'm not saying this is a bad omen for the Vikings because there's, I'm not a jinx guy, but all week, Sauce, you and I specifically were like, what's going on with the Steelers-Browns line? How come it's only 3.5? Like the Steelers should be big-time favorites over the Browns. We know it's in Cleveland, but Steelers are going to beat them by double digits. It's the exact same situation with Vikings and Bears. They're about 3.5 point favorites on the road to a team they should beat. Maybe I know the snow played into it last night, but this is almost the exact situation the Vikings are facing on Sunday.
It's also the exact same thing Hawk talked about when the Vikings went to play the LA Rams on a Thursday. Is the 5 days earlier the Vikings played the Lions. A couple days earlier, the Pittsburgh Steelers played Baltimore, and they just beat each other up. That's exactly what this was on a neutral field on a Sunday afternoon. The Steelers would win 9 out of 10 times, but the Baltimore just beat the hell out of each other, and here we are.
What's a divisional matchup? Those are always pesky.
Yeah, and man, the Steelers are good, but man, the quarterback situation where they would like bring in Fields to I don't know.
It just felt very predictable. There were some goofy. I think Stefanski coached like crap last night.
Well, I think
and
also
got away with a lot.
He found out yesterday that he's going to probably most likely keep the job, that they're not going to fire him. So you could coach a little bit more loose when you know you're going to be around. which he should be.
But it was like, gain 6 yards on first down with a run and then pass. It was weird. I think the Steelers lost the game more than the Browns won it. Now, the Browns took advantage of that one interception. And again, in the snow, in the conditions, yes, it's tough. That was just a bad decision by Jameis, and I thought that was the game right there. But nope, then the fumble, and that under was looking real tasty for a minute, and then I got zipped at the end.
No.
Hot jersey take. You know how Tommy Olsen always says, like, how much kids care about the fit, right?
Yeah.
The helmet, the look. Browns and Steelers would be probably my two least favorite NFL jerseys if I was an NFL player. If I could wear any helmet jersey they're just both hideous. Ugly color schemes.
Steelers are okay.
Ugh.
Yeah, but
Cleveland's are just the worst.
Yeah.
Orange and brown.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
The
They're
brown.
pretty boring.
Just terrible.
They're pretty boring.
Which I guess you have to have brown in your...
Hawk, were the Browns your
scheme.
team or was it Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are cool
I love
unis.
the Bengals.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I remember when they switched from just saying Bengals on the helmet to actually having the tiger stripes as a big deal.
Yeah.
I like those jerseys.
Yeah.
Those
The
uniforms.
Bengals are sweet, dude. Yeah. That's cool stuff, man.
Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see.
But
I don't think the Bears are as bad as their record is.
No.
Especially with this new offensive coordinator, so I'm a little worried about that.
And that's a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
And so if Sam is going to, again, have to not make huge mistakes, rewatching that game on like the condensed version.
What?
There were some beautiful throwaways. Those turned me on when he's just like, all right, throw it away instead of
me on.
I mean, seriously, after that Tennessee game or after the Jacksonville game, seeing him throw the ball away against Tennessee, never been harder.
Wow.
I wish you would go back to the war.
Wow.
Join the crowd.
I also think, though, and we talked about it with Pelissero and Lieber yesterday, their offensive line is very, very bad. So the blitz pickup, or the blitz scheme that B-Flow should put together should be very effective.
Just don't get caught with the hand in the cookie jar like they did on the 98-yarder. And there was a couple other chunk plays.
Yeah,
the old CPs.
Yeah.
Love some CPs, except when it's the other team.
Clown posses?
Yeah.
Hawk loves that band.
How can you not?
Yeah.
Are they all insane or just...
I think just
there's only
guys.
2 of them.
What is it? What are their...
Soda Pop Penske and Ponyboy.
Hawk's got it.
Your brother's so touched.
What are their names? Like Violent J and SpongeBob or something?
Yeah, Silent Bob or
What
something.
the hell are their names?
Scooter McSnoot.
I don't know. He loves that band.
Scooter Muscoot. Oh,
And
God.
anytime he has like a really aggressive music opinion about something that I like, and I go, "You like Insane Clown Posse? You have no say in what is good music."
True.
And
That is tough.
He gets really offended. Like,
as most
legitimately.
juggalos do.
Yeah, he's like, that doesn't mean I don't know good music. I'm like, you listen to Insane Clown Posse, they're terrible.
It doesn't help.
No, it doesn't help.
It's like, drinking Boone's Farm and calling yourself a sommelier.
Right, correct. Well played.
The hell are their names?
It's Violent J.
That's the only one I think, and that sounds right. I
And
can't
Calm Chris.
Calm Chris, yeah.
If only there was a way to find out.
Let me know.
What are the initials?
Their initials?
I mean, are there initials in it?
Can I have the initials, please?
What's the first initial of the one guy's name?
Scary Bob.
Well, it used to be.
Shaggy Two Dope.
There you go.
And Violent J, right?
Corey had friends that listened.
Yeah, I had friends that listened to it.
You're also
I had
touched.
friends who were absolute juggalos without being actual juggalos. You know, they didn't go to the face painting and level and go to the actual
The
gathering of the
Well, they weren't
juggalos.
for real then.
You can say John Piper's name.
No, Piper was not a juggalo. But they did go to ICP concerts. They just didn't travel to see Insane Clown Posse. But so I had so many bonfire drinking nights that it would be ICP, and I would just go, well, I guess I'm going to do about 3 more shots so I can just numb this because this is terrible.
I've never heard it.
Yeah, I think it's unlistenable. But they loved it. But that was 25 years ago.
They still love it.
They probably still do.
I believe it's John's ringtone.
It is for sure.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Well, Dov never got over it. Not that I was friends with Dov.
Got over crabs either.
That's true. Dov absolutely loves it.
Man. Front Page Sports from the Power Trip Morning Show returns after this on the Fan.
Ladies and gentlemen, TJ Hawkinson, Vikings tight end, talking about JJ getting such coverage and how it affects his game. TJ?
You know, I've seen a lot more backers covering me here than I've ever seen before in my career. So that makes it fun for me for sure. And, you know, I'm used to safety coming down and maybe someone over the top. That's what I was used to the first few years of my career. And so now to be able to kind of work a linebacker and, you know, the game's evolved a little bit, and so they're better at coverage, but, you know, they're still not a nickel or they're still not a safety coming down. But it's been a lot of fun to be able to play with Jets, and, you know, obviously he's going to be here for a while, I'm going to be here for a while, so we've got a lot of fun ahead of us for sure.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Let's see a big game out of JJ this weekend, shall we?
And Sam, right? Sam, full participant in practice yesterday. So I don't think anybody was concerned he wasn't going to play, but he was limited the day before that. So maybe there was something lingering, but it sounds like he is a full go for Sunday, which shocks no one, but still.
And
that's the update.
We're at the part of the season, too, where a lot of people, especially veterans, are going to be getting rest early in the week.
For your service.
So it was my honor. Now go back to the war. Yeah, so it's people get alarmed if someone doesn't participate, but you got to get people rested for the stretch run here.
You ran the ball a lot last week, too, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got a little knocked around.
Yeah.
Like your dang dong.
Whoa.
Knock that thing around. Should we do some sports?
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure.
Time now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Holiday Station Stores. We love Holiday. Hopefully you took advantage of Fuel Day yesterday, but today is all about Red Bull. 3 for $6.50. Mix and match any 8.5 ounce Red Bulls and get 3 for just $6.50. Get your energy boosted this morning at Holiday with your favorite Red Bull flavors. Again, mix and match any flavors you want. So you can get your wings. You know how like Red Bull gives you wings?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You can get your wings at Holiday. I don't know
when
about
I was
Buffalo
a kid,
wings.
there was a different meaning to that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I remember that phrase.
Yeah.
That was circulating in Chisago as well, not just Union City, all over that. Anyway, Holiday, awesome.
What are those blue cans? The blue cans of like those
that movie James Cameron made.
Brilliant.
The different flavors they have, so good.
Right on. See, mix and match whatever you want, John. That's the beauty.
Toss
of
a
it.
little Northland vodka in there.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you?
Red Bull vodka. The Raptors won 110-105 over the Timberwolves 9 hours ago. Sauce tweeted, Rudy sucks.
So here's why. Let me give you an example. I actually had. So here's why. Did any of you watch the game?
Not one second of it.
Football was on.
So Rudy is down in the paint, right? Like he's right under the basket, and he basically has Danny DeVito on him, and he claps his hands to get the ball. And Julius Randle's like, no, like we know what happens unless you're like, we're put it right to you and you alley-oop it. He doesn't get the ball, and he just kind of slowly walks out of the paint and cost him a 3-second. And then because Scotty Barnes, who was covering him, starts clapping, like great play on his part, he walks down the court and Rudy hip checks him. So he causes all this commotion and they fell apart. I'm very passionate about this team because I want them to be better.
Yes.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
9 hours ago, you tweeted, the Wolves are bad. Rudy sucks. Randall is lazy. What a mess.
Yeah, I agree with all that. It's all true. You cannot lose these games to Portland and Toronto. Toronto sucks.
9 hours ago, you tweeted, massive changes are needed. The Wolves suck ass.
I can't believe you're calling for the head coach's head.
I'm not.
What a mess.
I'm not. What they need. Well, what happened yesterday, too, is the Dillingham rolled his ankle. We need more Dillingham. Dillingham doesn't play enough, but now he's hurt, so you can't mix it up. When Conley doesn't play and Dillingham is hurt, they don't have a point guard.
9 hours ago, you tweeted, trade Rudy for a used towel.
Yes, agreed. Rudy's terrible.
You agreed with yourself?
Yes.
9 hours ago, you tweeted, cut Randall.
Yes.
Like a bitch?
No. No.
So you're not calling for Finch's head.
No, it's not
Are
Finch.
Are you calling for Tim Connolly's head?
No.
Oh, really? Because 9 hours ago you said trading Cat for 2 bad players is a fireable offense.
That's not a Tim Connolly. That was just other GMs on NBA 2K that have made the same trade. That's all I'm saying.
So you're saying DiVincenzo and Randall are bad players?
DiVincenzo has been bad since he got here. He hasn't played well, and Randall is a very odd player.
Are you talking like Michael Jackson bad?
Yeah. No. Jesus.
9 hours ago, you tweeted, the Wolves are a bleeping mess. What a disappointment from last year. This isn't a playoff team. After they lose on Sunday to the Celtics, they will be 8-8. That's inexcusable.
But it is, because this team, see, here's the thing.
I hope they follow your Twitter account because they need to learn.
But here's the thing. I don't care if they follow it or not. This team went to the West Finals last year, right? Right?
Yes.
We're all in agreement?
Finals.
The West Finals. They made moves to make this team. We should have high hopes for this team. You shouldn't be losing to Portland and Toronto early in the season like
It's inexcusable.
It's inexcusable.
Massive changes are needed. The Wolves suck ass.
Yeah, they do.
Right? The Wolves are bad.
Yeah, they are.
They're not
Rudy
a
sucks.
serious
Randall's lazy.
basketball
What a
team,
mess.
though.
Yeah.
They're not serious. It just
They think
seems
they
like
can just roll the ball out and win.
And you would think by this point in the season they would see that that's not working.
Yeah.
10 hours ago, you tweeted in parentheses, I can't wait to see it. And then you tweeted, has there ever been a more promoted movie than Wicked?
I don't think there has been. It's promoted a lot, and I'm going to see it tomorrow. I can't wait.
11 hours ago, before all of these tweets, you tweeted, caring about Wolves games in November is sweet.
It is sweet, but that's why it's frustrating. Normally, we don't care in November.
But
Normally,
it's good
we don't care
also,
in March.
too, is the fact that you're ripping them shows that you care. There's a lot of fans in this market that are just idiots where you say stuff and it's not that they don't agree with it. They're offended that you would rip your team. And it's like, no, you rip the team because you care.
Right.
You know what I find to be more fun than that?
What?
Not caring ever.
Yeah, there is that.
It's fun to care, though, Chris.
Yeah, I'm just kidding, man. I just don't know about the basketball stuff. Seems weird. Tall guys putting the ball in the hole. Didn't seem hard.
Zacho, the Wild continue to dominate despite Leon Draisaitl scoring 27 seconds into the game. So Flower gave up 3 goals, but the Wild win 5-3 over the Edmonton Oilers. Freddie Gaudreau with a couple of goals. That's 3 and 4 on the year for him. Again, Flower 28 saves. Got a little dicey though, Zacho. For a second there, Kirill took a knee-to-knee, right? It looked like an intentional knee-on-knee, and was down for the count. And I thought the Wild as a team were going to beat that guy to death. I thought it was going to be like, how many people do you have on an active roster? 20-ish?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be 20 guys jumping over the boards and beating that Edmonton Oiler to death with hockey sticks.
Did someone get him?
I didn't see that part, but
so
I heard about this.
Boldy jumped on, I think Boldy jumped on the guy who did it immediately. And then the TV coverage just zoomed in on Jake Middleton. So I couldn't hear, I was listening to it in a bar, so I didn't see I didn't hear it. I just assume LaPanta and Carter, whoever it was basically saying it's time for Middleton to start throwing punches.
Hell yeah.
Because, I mean, this guy, Kirill, is a superstar now. Like, it's no doubt about it. And has not gotten the respect at all that he has deserved from officials, from, just the other players in the league. And, I mean, we got big guys. Like, that's one thing that, obviously, Bill Guerin likes to, bring to the table. And
the dude is really handsome.
Yeah, so Kirill deserves better. They all deserve better, but man, I can't believe it, man. Dude into Edmonton and won 5-2.
Well, do you know it
should have been 5-1.
It's 5-3. Yeah.
Well, 5-2. I meant
sure. Yeah. So, but do you know it is legal in Edmonton? Like if we had done that exact same thing to Connor McDavid, it's legal if they have conceal and carry to shoot that Wild player on the site.
You just made that up.
No, I did not.
Brilliant.
They would have killed somebody if we did that to McDavid, but they did it to Kirill last night, and
there would have been headlines
jumped on that dude.
And people in the league like, how do we predict? Kirill doesn't. I don't get it, man. He gets knocked around more than anybody And
more than Hawks.
It's a fake. It's all fake.
But whatever.
In Valentine.
We're winning, baby.
Back to hockey again because we keep getting updates. But yesterday it came out that the week-to-week thing for Alexander Ovechkin is 4 to 6 weeks because he does have a broken fibula.
Ooh. He's pudgy.
How is that only 4 to 6 weeks? But anyway, he's 39 years old. He's 26 goals behind Gretzky, 27 away from breaking the all-time goals record, but got injured in a game that he scored 2 goals.
Yeah, that's tough.
A day or two after he had scored a hat trick, so he had 5 goals in 2 games, got hurt. Now it's 4 to 6 weeks.
What?
Yikes.
So the news just keeps getting worse because it was like, hey, he left the game. We'll see what it is. Then it's sounds like it's week to week. Now it's 4 to 6 weeks. That sucks.
Yeah, that sucks.
Colorado star, two-way player Travis Hunter said he is, quote, for sure entering the NFL draft. Some people have him as high as the number 1 overall pick. He is the heavy favorite to win the Heisman.
He's all man.
He is all man. And he has already said that he would like to play both ways when he gets to the NFL.
Yeah, he'll be the number 1.
How does that
ejector
work?
Seat
that would be
cannon. Boom.
They can't let him do that.
No.
Squishy.
I mean, it all depends on who drafts him. You know what I mean?
I just don't know from a stamina perspective how you can do an entire NFL game.
I mean, I think I don't know. I know he wants to play the whole game, but I would bet that it's like he's like a trick play guy that they bring in on offense.
Maybe. He's taking a pounding.
Wow. 2 times a drive.
He'll have a home base, and then he'll go to the other side when he needs to.
Yay.
It's just such a different game at the pro level.
He's incredible, though. Somebody yesterday when they posted this said that he's basically going to be football Shohei Ohtani. That's how good
crap.
He's going to bet on himself?
Holy
Remember how you said that? You said he'd bet on himself. All right, let's break early because everybody's jacked for Wicked, and Mr. Z has been begging all week to talk about it. Once the embargo was pulled, he's like, when can I come on? I'm like, well, let's do Friday. Let's do Friday. He is so pumped to talk about it. I don't know one person that has seen it because I think I know 3 or 4 people now that have actually seen it at screenings, and they're all blown away by it. So if you like musicals, if you like Wicked, if you like what this movie looks like it is going to be, so far it sounds like it's delivering to almost all of the Wicked fans. But we'll talk to Mr. Z about that in a second. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
Power Trip Morning Show. Join us on Black Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. at the Huntington Bank Rotunda at Mall of America. We'll be playing the Initials game live for multiple grand prizes, including a trip and ticket bundle to see your favorite teams on the road, plus the ultimate Minnesota sports day on Black Friday. Get the full details now at KFAN.com keyword calendar.
How do you do that? And they did it. How do you do that?
All right, let's dive into it. I know specifically Chris and Sauce are
I can't wait.
Super pumped for this movie. Hi, Mr. Z.
Hey, guys. What's up?
All right, let's talk Wicked. I know you're super jacked. Chris is curious. Sauce is curious. What do you got, Wicked?
Come on, Zima.
Yeah. Well, it's finally here. I did see it a while back, but I was super excited to talk about it. Well, first up, for me personally, let me just say Wicked. I love going to musicals, going to live theater. It's the difference between seeing stand up on TV and going to live stand up. When you go see musical theater, it's such a different experience, but it very rarely works on the big screen. In the Heights was okay. West Side Story, okay. Wicked, I think, is the best musical ever to put on the movie screen, especially transitioning from Broadway. So first off, that for me was nice that, we waited, and then you finally see it, and you're just waiting. You're just waiting to not like it or to something be bad about it. And, you have that fear that we're going to release this and it's not going to work. And then you watch it and you go, oh my God, it worked. Finally, And so I think that's the biggest thing, is that people were so scared that Wicked wasn't going to be good. Then the way they see it, and it is good, they're just so happy that it worked, and that they enjoyed it. So that's first of all, from my perspective, what I was so happy about with this film.
Large weekend expected.
Yeah, crazy numbers. When Wicked was first announced and they were saying they were looking for like an $80 million weekend, it was like, a musical, a 2-hour and 40-minute musical is going to do $80 million. That would be that would be ridiculous. And now they've moved that up to 100, and some people are saying 120 million. And we're not even at Thanksgiving yet. Thanksgiving is going to be a huge weekend where families the day after Thanksgiving. It might be the busiest or second busiest movie day of the year. Christmas Day is really busy too, strangely enough. And a lot of people save their movies. So you're going to see this huge weekend, and then 5 days later, you're going to have Moana 2, and then Wicked on the day after Thanksgiving. That's going to be selling out everywhere again. So box office is going to be really well.
What about Gladiator? What about Gladiator?
Yeah. Oh, Gladiator 2. Just for numbers wise, there's probably 60 to 70 million, which would be really good for a lot of movies. It's just, especially when you're going against a juggernaut. The best thing Gladiator 2 has going for it for most people is it's exactly really nice counter to Wicked, because first of all, on Wicked or on any musical, I'm not sure. I don't know that a person who just doesn't like musicals, if you don't like mushrooms and you order a mushroom pizza, I'm not sure you can make it good enough to enjoy. And so but Gladiator 2, kind of the exact opposite. It's really a straight adult male movie. It's ridiculous and completely ridiculous, but I enjoyed it. I didn't really care for the first one, so I'm kind of on an island because I didn't really get the first one, and then everyone said it was their favorite movie of all time, and I'm like, really? And then so I enjoyed the second one. I didn't think it was great, but other people I was there with said they loved it. So I'm like, hey, thumbs up. If you like gladiators and people fighting wild monkeys with swords, that's the way to go.
So help me out with this, because I saw a couple of people tweet about this, going back to Wicked for a second. I didn't understand this, because clearly a 2 hour and 40-minute runtime is a long runtime for any movie. For a musical, you'd have an intermission. I've seen a couple of people say it's 2 parts. Is that just kind of like hyperbole, or what is that all about? Is there truly 2 parts to the film too?
Yes. Well, what they mean is this: is that Wicked, what we're watching right now, is basically when you go to the theater. So you're rolling down where Minneapolis, you're rolling down to the Orpheum, and you see Wicked at the end of Act 1, which ends with Defying Gravity, as everyone knows. You walk out, you take commission, then you come back and you watch Act 2. In this case, you go to the theater, you're watching Act 1, and when the movie's over, 12 months from now, you get to roll in and see Act 2. So it's a 12-month intermission for Wicked.
Oh, see, I thought they were hinting that there was some kind of an intermission during this movie. I'm like, who the hell is going to sit through an intermission at an actual movie theater? That would be super bizarre. No. So you're saying 12 months from now, second act. Got it.
You have to stay in the theater the whole time?
Right. Can you go home in the next 12 months, or how does that work?
Yeah, I think you have to hold on to your ticket stub, though, to get back in.
What is the bit called where you sneak into a second acting, right? Isn't that they reference that on The Office? So, like, if I just go to the 12 months from now, can I just sneak in?
No, yeah. Well, yeah. We'll see. That'll be a whole nother story, because Act 2 for the theater, Wicked Act 2 is not considered as good as Wicked Act 1 in the theater. You shoot. There's a couple big musical numbers in Act 1 that everyone looks forward to. So we'll deal with that in a year.
Mr. Z, so age-wise, would a 5-year-old like Wicked?
Yes.
Okay.
And again, knowing it's a 2 hour and 40-minute musical, it's beautiful. The musical is great. I mean, the musical is fun. It's good music. So Act 1 of the musical is an hour and 30 minutes. So the movie is like an hour longer than the theater Act 1, but it's so beautiful. I mean, we've gotten so nice with the graphics that, I mean, when we roll in, everything is just, you feel like you're in this weird magical world of, I guess Oz, where we are. So visually, it's just stunning. If I took a 5-year-old, I would just try to wing it and make it as long as they could, because it depends. Because 2 hours and 40 minutes is long for any movie,
for sure.
But yes, there's nothing in this movie. It's beautiful, it's bright, it's colorful, and so that aspect, yes, 5-year-old would like it. It might get too long, but it gets too long for a lot of people.
So, Mr. Z, we have a little surprise for you, because you've been jacked all week to talk about Wicked. So, a couple days ago, we made a couple of phone calls. We have one of the stars of the movie in studio here at the Power Trip Morning Show, the wizard himself, Jeff Goldblum.
Well, hello, Mr. Goldblum. Good job on being being Oz.
I just said that, I was,
Wow.
I could do it. Here's your heart. You need a ride? What I have to do, if I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't do it.
Does Goldblum sing in the movie? I don't know why I'm not asking him, and I'm asking you, Mr. Z.
Goldblum,
But
do you sing in the film?
How I go? She's wicked. I like that. Green stuff.
Yeah, I'll answer this there, Jeff. He does sing in the movie. I don't think he's necessarily a singer, and they made it where he was able to sing his song in his Jeff Goldblum way. So yes, but he's not a singer. Let's put it that way.
Green.
Well, one more thing I do want to address is personally on this level, this is what I was really worried about Ariana Grande in the Glinda role. Kristen Chenoweth kind of created that role. She's, got the queen of Broadway. And, Ariana Grande, I mean, she's from Sam and Cat, and obviously she can sing, but, and I couldn't, before I went, I had heard the Universal pushing a little bit about that, she could win an Oscar for this, and I thought, yeah, that's just hyperbole. And I'm not kidding. I can't believe how good she was. And that's what really I took out of this. How ridiculously good she was. I just loved her so much that I couldn't believe it. So that's what I'll throw is that the fears of the casting of Elphaba and Glinda were fantastic casting.
Yeah. So if I don't like musicals and I bring Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon to the theater, when do I start it?
Brilliant.
Good Lord. You guys, I tell you what, that drives me nuts, that whole Pink Floyd thing, because it's literally impossible for them to have done it. It's literally and physically impossible for them to have done it. And then people say, well, I guess we'll disagree to disagree. So it's like, yeah. But anyway, yes, you can bring in Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here actually matches up with the musical Wicked better. Or you know what? Bring in the soundtrack to Wicked. You'll be amazed at some of the weird coincidence between the soundtrack of Wicked and the movie Wicked.
Some of the songs line up almost identically.
Yeah, 7 times over 200 minutes. Yep.
What?
And 8,400,000 times they don't, but the 7 times they do are really weird.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Oh, man, we have another non-believer in Pink Floyd. Wizard of Oz. Mr. Z, you're the best, man. Thanks, dude.
Love you.
All right, guys. Talk to you later. Love you. Bye.
Whoa, Ryu's here.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, man.
I'm going tomorrow. Can't wait.
You going to see it in Chicago, or are you going to? When are you?
I'm going to try to see it today after the show.
See it today.
Yeah.
Go to Alamo in Woodbury.
Yeah.
Get yourself some snacks. They bring them right to you.
I always forget about that place.
Best place.
That was the place that shut down for a little bit, right? And then it was purchased from somebody else and reopened.
Sony bought all of the Alamos, but this was one of the franchised ones.
Did they open the basement yet?
Yeah. Is the basement at the Alamo open? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Great spot.
There's
we saw
no
Halloween
basement
there.
at the
yeah, we did.
Alamo.
And laughed.
Yeah, that's before Chloe. And so, my wife was our third wheel. You and I were just laughing.
Yeah.
Anytime Michael Myers walked in, we're like, yeah, that was fun.
He slaughtered people.
He did.
There are 4 weeks to go in the Fantasy Charch Challenge. We'll update the scoreboard and go through the selections after this with Paul Charching himself. This is the Power Trip Morning Show on the Fan.
Join Meat Sauce this afternoon at the Bloomington Verizon store. Stop by from 4 to 6 to join Meat Sauce. Meet former Viking John Randall and enter for your chance to win great prizes. Get the full details now at KFAN.com. Make the keyword calendar.
You and Johnny Randall.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. Yeah. He's the best.
Pretty cool.
Yep, he's excellent.
All right, before we get to the Charch Challenge, wild news presented by our friends at Catalyst and CatalystSupplyCo.com. Thanks, Catalyst. Zacho, I don't know if you know who the catalyst of the game was, but we can get to that in a second because the Wild won 5-3.
But
it's Harry Reams.
Okay, so Harry Reams, fantastic game. He was the catalyst.
Wow.
Wild win 5-3 over the Oilers. Draisaitl scored 27 seconds in, but the Wild...
Did you see that goal?
I did, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, that was... Whoops. I thought it was going to be one of those games where Flower probably wished he had retired, but he was pretty solid the rest of the way.
Yeah,
right, Mark Parrish?
Oh, he battles.
Yeah,
That's
battles.
one thing you're always going to get from Flower. Actually, both of our goaltenders are great at that. Their compete is awesome.
So they win 5-3. Flower had 28 saves. There's your wild news presented by our friends at Catalyst. I believe, one more road game? think it's Calgary tomorrow. Is that right? Somebody fact check that. I feel like it's Calgary tomorrow.
Calgary tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
And then I think they come home briefly and then they're back on the road or something.
I think they're on the road the entire season.
Charch is on the road the entire season, too.
Hi, Charch.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Charch.
Good morning,
Hey.
Charch. Good morning,
What's
Charch.
happening?
Buffalo Wild Wings Lakeville. That's imminently happening.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So we got that going on.
Good little drive for you out there.
Vikings. Yeah, Vikings are going to play Chicago, I believe.
That is true, too. Yep, got that.
Yeah, that's going on. Snow football is the best football. There's that.
Amen.
Love snow football. Oh,
That was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was great.
And the game got good.
Yeah, it ended up being a back and forth game. There was some scoring last night. That was great. I don't know about you guys. When I grew up, all winter was football season. We played football in the backyard all winter long. I'd like to think that was the case for you guys.
Oh, yeah. And
for sure.
Like I was telling these guys off air, when there would be a snowy day like we saw in the game last night, phone would be ringing off the hook. It would be everyone in the neighborhood saying, let's go to the park. We're going to go and play some football. Beat the hell out of each other.
Drawing lines, the out of bounds lines in the snow with your foot.
Yeah, with the boots.
Oh,
yeah.
or with
your moon
urine.
boots.
Or with
Calling
urine.
interference on everybody.
Urine.
Urine.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
You didn't play outside, did you?
No, I never went outside. But I did pee in the snow.
Yep.
The Fantasy Charch Challenge is through 11 weeks. We have 4 weeks to go. And what a big move for Creasel. Joe Mixon continues to just crush for everybody who drafts him.
Yeah.
33 points for Creasel. You were in big trouble, and now you skyrocketed all the way up to third. So the standings are as follows. I have 202. Mark Parrish, you're in second with 153.
Look at you, Marco.
Let's go.
Penny!
50 or 49 points ahead of him. Wow.
Creasel, 142 with a 33-point week. Look at Creasel on the move. Sauce, you're 3 points behind Creasel with 139.
Thank you.
And Zachary, yes, if it ended today, you would be the sole loser. You have 120. Now, you are ahead of Chris by 4. The Ghost is in last. But again, somebody of the 5 of us has to lose. Everybody who loses to the Ghost loses. But right now, it would just be Zachary. Hi, Zach.
I had that one great safe week.
You did.
Burrow, right?
Oh, man.
So, Zachary, there are people on Twitter accusing you of rigging the wheel.
Yes.
To me, this feels
I'm one of them, by the way.
Yeah, both of us back here.
To me, this feels a little bit like when Rosie cheats at password, but then has a losing record and goes, I have a losing record. How could I possibly be rigging it? I mean, if you are rigging the wheel and you're in dead last, you're doing a terrible job of rigging the Fantasy Charch Challenge.
Yeah.
120.
I mean, I'm doing my best.
You are doing your best.
But it's not good enough.
Percent chance you're number one today.
Better.
Probably 100.
He's always
I'm
number one.
Close to 100.
I'm not even going to hide it anymore.
Okay.
Why would I hide it? It's not working out anyway.
It's not working. All right, Charch, let's go through it. 4 weeks to go. 6 options in the Charch Challenge. Who do we got?
The theme this week, we are dumpster diving with 6 crappy quarterbacks.
Great.
Perfect.
That's great.
It's quarterbacks, at least.
Yeah.
At least it's quarterbacks. That's right. They're going to score points. Hopefully, 1 or 2 of these will score a lot of points. But there's going to be some duds in here, undoubtedly. We begin with Gardner Minshew. He is the quarterback for the Raiders, hosting Denver. Minshew has thrown multiple touchdowns in 2 of the last 3 games. And last week, he posted a season-high 282 passing yards. He threw 1 touchdown against Denver when these teams met in Week 5. Next is Dallas quarterback Cooper Rush.
Jesus.
At Washington. Yeah.
Jesus.
We are staying on theme.
Yep.
Rush piled up a career-high 354 yards last week, thanks in part to his 55 pass attempts. The Commanders' pass defense has improved, but has allowed 7 quarterback touchdowns over the last 3 weeks.
Is that at Washington?
At Washington.
Yeah.
Before you say the next 4 names, this is going to be the week Chris gets the number 1 pick.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
100%.
Sure.
6
Zach will pick
absolute
last.
milk duds, just garbage selections, and Chris will go number 1.
Yeah.
Way to rig it, Zacho.
Carolina quarterback Bryce Young is hosting Kansas City.
Jesus.
Young looks improved of late, throwing touchdowns in 3 straight games and notching 5 consecutive.
No kidding.
I said 5 consecutive wins. No, notching consecutive wins. Not 5. Just
he is playing better.
He is. Yeah.
He is playing better.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's starting to trend
Every
the right
quarterback
way.
to face the Chiefs has scored a touchdown. Next, Chicago quarterback Caleb Williams is hosting Minnesota. Williams is coming off the best game of his young career. The Vikings ranked 28th in passing yards allowed, although they've given up just 1 passing touchdown the last 3 weeks. Next is Tennessee quarterback Will Levis at Houston.
At Houston.
Levis is coming off a season-high 295 yards, and he's scored in every full game. Houston has allowed touchdown passes in every game since week 2, including 6 touchdowns in the past 3 weeks. And our final quarterback is Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito hosting the Bucs.
God.
The Giants' new signal caller played 8 games in relief of Daniel Jones last year, averaging 1 touchdown pass per game. The Bucs rank 30th in passing yards allowed, 32nd in fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks.
Side note, before we make some selections here, and Zach spins the rigged wheel.
God.
How many of us saw the Daniel Jones press conference yesterday?
I did.
Or at least the highlight of it?
Yeah, I saw the highlight.
Unbelievable.
Classy.
For about 2 minutes. I don't know if I've ever really seen it in sports. He's clearly still on the roster, but he's getting benched, and probably because of that injury. What's the word I'm looking for?
The injury guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. The guarantee where if he gets hurt, he gets, 20-something million guaranteed next, whatever it is. They don't want him on the roster next year. So this is his last year with the Giants. He knows it's over. He was a high pick. It didn't work out. It's basically a 2-minute highlight of him going, I'm so sorry. This is on me. Like, we should have won more. We should have been more consistent. I take 100% accountability. Like, basically, I wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
right.
And you
Classy,
just don't hear athletes admit, like, hey,
Seems
man,
like a great dude,
my coaches didn't, call the right plays, or my receivers dropped the. This guy just goes, we should have won more. I love this organization. I love the fans. I failed. It was kind of crazy to see a guy do that.
And they don't love him. I was at that week 1 game. They turn on him 10 seconds into the game. But one of the people I pay attention to the most, Michael Lombardi, he's on VSiN, Lombardi line.
Guy?
I think he's actually related to them deep down. But yes, he was a GM in the NFL. He raves about what a good human being. So he won't rip Jones without first saying what a good A+ human he is first. And this showed it.
But also, we like him because I hear he's going to be on the Vikings.
Dear God, no. But also, Charch, this is one of those reminders, too, that you can be terrible and try your hardest, right? He said that yesterday. He's like, I gave it everything I had in New York. It just didn't work. So people that are like, well, you're terrible. You couldn't have given everything. Well, maybe that's the absolute max he can give.
Maxie?
Yeah, I don't think anybody looks at Daniel Jones and watches the way he plays and says he's not trying hard enough. I think he's maxed out the talent level that he's got, especially as a passer.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about this during the feast. I am one of the people that wants to see him come to Minnesota as our backup quarterback.
That would be expensive unless they're eating the.
No. He'll be cut from the Giants.
Okay.
Yeah, it'd be a new deal. He'd be making, I don't know, backup. He'd probably make like $5 million a year.
10 like Sam. Yeah,
he's won probably almost as many home playoff games at US Bank Stadium as anybody.
Okay,
right. Yeah, exactly. His track record at US Bank Stadium is extremely strong.
Tied with Case Keenum.
Yeah.
Wow.
The people on Twitter that are arguing, Aaron Rodgers coming here next year versus Daniel Jones. If it's Daniel Jones as a backup or Aaron Rodgers as a starter, give me Daniel Jones as the backup.
Every time.
Please.
Everybody wants McCarthy to start next year. I don't want Aaron Rodgers on this stupid team.
No.
Garbage.
No. What about But I like it. But Daniel Jones as a backup plan, given that KOC seems to be able to do based on what he's done with Kirk, based on what he's done now, you get the feeling with Darnold, you get the feeling that he could milk whatever talent there is, left out of the arm of Daniel Jones if you had to use him, and hopefully you never have to.
That's the key. Nobody would want to see him in the game because we want to see JJ McCarthy, right, Zachary?
Amen.
But I don't know. All right, maybe
I like it, man.
All right, maybe I flipped already. You talked me into it, Charch.
Let's go.
All right, the choices again: Gardner Minshew, Cooper Rush, Bryce Young, Caleb Williams, Will Levis, and new Giants quarterback, again, Tommy DeVito.
How?
Hi, bud.
Here's the rigged wheel. It's going to land on Hawk, I almost guarantee. Oh, it's going to be close. Oh, it's Sauce.
Hard.
One away from Hockey. Sauce goes first.
I literally have no idea who I should take.
Take your time.
One of the 6.
Minshew, Rush.
Fine.
Young,
I'll
Caleb.
fall for it. I'll take Caleb against the Vikings.
I'm going to take Caleb.
All right, that was my number one choice.
Interesting.
Are you kidding me? Really?
And again,
Against our defense?
Has not thrown a passing touchdown during this 4-game losing streak. 0 touchdowns in 4 weeks.
I'm curious.
Why is he your number one choice,
why was he
Charch?
number one?
They give up tons of yards.
Yeah, it's because of the opponent.
Really? You think the Vikings are going to give up enough yards?
Defense?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
What?
9 to noon. I guess we'll find out why. You think Caleb's going to have a big
We'll
game?
talk more through it.
All right.
Okay, to be clear, he ranks as my number 20. So these are my quarterbacks that are ranked 27 through 32.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Best of the lousiest.
Got it.
The
Okay.
new offensive coordinator might help him too, right? I'm sorry.
Well, it was promising last week.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, it was last week. He was new. Yeah.
All right. Caleb goes number 1. Spin number 2 goes. That's going to be Hawk. You can't make it up. Chris Hockey goes second.
Oh boy, Hawk, here we go.
Chris Hockey goes second.
Diarrhea or chlamydia?
You've had both.
Your dad's going to be proud about this.
You can have both.
Korea.
You really can. Let's see. I'm going to try to take one of the home quarterbacks. That's what I'll do.
It's another, yeah.
Son of a bitch. I don't know.
See?
I'll just go Bryce Young.
All right, you're just playing better.
My number 6 ranked option for this
Perfect.
week.
Great.
Against the best defense.
Pick number 3. The wheel is spinning. Pick number 3 goes to
Corliss. Damn it.
Me.
My guy's off the.
I'm gonna go with Minshew Mania. Let's have him sling it in Vegas because you said that game is in Las Vegas, correct?
It is, yep.
Yeah.
All right,
They're hosting Denver. That's my number 4 option this week.
Minshew Mania. All right, spin the wheel, Zacho. Zach's gonna be dead last in his rigged wheel. That is Johnny K goes fourth. Creasel, big week last week. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Cooper Rush.
You're taking Cooper Rush. Charch.
My number 5 ranked option this week.
Okay, we're down to Will Levis, who played pretty well against the Vikes, and Tommy DeVito. Parrish and Halverson. Pick 5 goes to.
I'm gonna go.
That's Marky Mark.
Yes.
You couldn't have written this any better.
Tommy DeVito.
All right, you're taking Tommy DeVito. You get Will Levis. That's
My number 3 ranked options, DeVito. Number 2 is Will Levis.
Yeah, what's wrong with that,
Right.
Zach?
I
Yeah,
wanted
Will
DeVito.
Levis.
I like
Did you really?
I want the excitement of the unknown.
Sure.
I'm a gambler, bro.
All right.
Thanks, bro. All right,
It's
Charch.
a numbers game.
Yeah, Will Levis had a press conference yesterday when they asked about his development, and he said, I've stopped throwing behind my back, so that's good.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
That's a positive. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you think Caleb's going to have a big game? So I mean, you think the Vikes are going to lose?
No, I didn't say Caleb's going to have a big game. I said Caleb is my top choice out of these 6 crappy quarterbacks. He's my number 24 ranked quarterback on the week. So, but one area of optimism that we did not talk about. He set a career high in rushing attempts last week. And that's a great way to pile up some fantasy points if that continues. And that might be a spot where Caleb Williams ends up being helpful. You know, if it runs for 30 yards, there's 3 fantasy points right there.
Charch, two things quickly. Thank you for agreeing to do the Charch Challenge next Wednesday, because next Friday is Black Friday, and we're at Mall of America 7 to 9. We're not on at 6:40 next Friday. But Wednesday, you're going to join us, correct? You're cool with that?
Well, you're assuming I'm going to remember to change my weekly routine, but yes, in theory, you can thank me for that.
I'll send you nudes to remind you.
Yep.
Not of me.
That'd be great.
Not of me.
Not you,
Right.
of course.
No.
So Wednesday, 6:40 is a Charch Challenge next week. And also, do you have 60 seconds to just be a part of something else? You want to stick around right now for 60 seconds and watch something happen?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I just want to watch a live reaction. You can live through the connection and see if you can feel the same thing. Ready, Saucy?
Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Jason Kelce is going to host a late-night talk show on ESPN starting in January called They Call It Late Night with Jason Kelce. It will tape 5 straight Friday nights beginning January 3rd. That coincides with the last week of the NFL's regular season and the playoffs. So Jason Kelce getting a late-night talk show on ESPN. Sauce, the floor is yours.
Like I said yesterday, he kind of started to grow on me, but it's a lot of Kelce brothers, so I'm back to hating him.
Sorry to let you down, Charch. I thought that was going to be more explosive. I thought that was going to be much bigger.
Maybe like Wreck-It Ralph over there. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like I said yesterday, when he isn't, and when it's not all about the Eagles, he's fine. He's not bad on ESPN, but when, okay, well, screw that. That's stupid. No one's going to watch that. Who cares about that? Who cares about
You're manufacturing it now.
Yeah,
we don't believe it.
Now it's fake.
You're manufacturing it. It's okay.
But you do think they're overexposed and they're everywhere and there's too much of the Kelce brothers, and now we're getting more.
Yes, I do. There's too much of them.
Charch, do you like the Manning cast?
I used to like it, but then I don't know. Maybe I'm just too much of a football nerd. They talk through a lot of stuff that's going on that I care about on the field, and because of that, I don't watch the Manning cast that much. And sometimes their guests are just plain boring. Like when Kirk Cousins was on, so boring. So, it's just sort of hit and miss, but usually I'm trying to pay attention to the game and they're just chit-chatting. And I don't know. What do you guys think?
I've only seen like 2 seconds of
I
it.
agree
I'm
with
not
you,
a fan
Charch.
of it.
I've never watched it.
But the next gen stats portion of the Thursday night game, I love it.
Best. It's the only way to watch.
Yeah.
It's every single game should be broadcast just like the Amazon next gen stats. It's the best. The camera angles from elevated behind the quarterback so you can watch the play develop. Oh, fantastic.
Especially
You see
last
so
night.
much that way.
I'll have to check it out. All three of you are raving about
yes.
it.
So
good.
Me too.
Amazing.
Hey, Charch, one more
Amazing.
question for you, if you don't mind, before you go. We were backstage last night talking football before the show, and somebody asked me what I thought our quarterback, Sam Darnold, is going to get contract-wise next year. If the season were to end right now, how much money do you think he'd make next year?
He's going to be I'll put this, we'll put this in the time capsule. We'll save the tape, as they say. Okay. Mark the tape. Las Vegas Raiders, 4 years, $28 million a year.
Wow.
Balls. Wow.
Would that would change, obviously, if the Raiders continue to fail and then have a shot at like Shedeur Sanders or something, and they're one of the top 2 or 3 picks?
I picked the Raiders specifically because they're not in a position right now to be at the top of the draft.
Sure.
And so they wouldn't necessarily be drafting the quarterback of the future. So that was why I picked. That's why I picked them. Picked them in particular.
Got it.
But at 2-8, at 2-8,
they're in the mix.
Yeah. They are in the mix to be a little closer to the top than I thought off the top of my head. So, yeah.
A lot of bad teams
Maybe the
this
Jets.
year, though.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
the
be
Jets?
funny?
Wow, wouldn't that be some?
And even from a branding standpoint, think of Shedeur Sanders in Vegas compared to Sam Darnold in Vegas. Like Sanders feels like he should be under the bright lights and the neon lights of Las Vegas.
Do they need a new head coach? I can't remember.
I think they'll be getting
their
a
package
new one.
deal, right?
Well, there's so many people speculating that Dion wants to follow him. If I'm his kid, at some point I would say, this is super cute and you're awesome and you're a great dad and a good coach, but can I just go have my own career for a second or two? Or I don't know if I would want my dad to coach me at the NFL.
Do you think he's a great dad?
I don't know if he's a great dad. I don't know that.
I don't know that either.
Who knows?
Well,
maybe.
I wonder, don't you think if that happens, then Sam Darnold's got to put KFC in his will? Don't you think? Like,
No kidding, right?
I mean, geez Louise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charch.
He's going to be somebody's starter. He
Oh, for
will
sure.
be somebody's starter at about that much money.
Sure.
Because not everybody's there are more teams that have problems at quarterback than there are promising young rookies coming.
Yep. Lakeville, Buffalo Wild Wings, 9 to noon. The Friday football feast with Paul Allen, Paul Charchian, and dozens of other NFL experts. That's today. Thanks, Charch.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
Talk to you
buddy
next
boy.
week.
All right, guillotineleagues.com. Guillotineleagues.com. That's Paul Charchian. The news in a second. Marnie Gellner in a little bit. Parrish is already here. Creasel's got another 20 minutes or so with us. Glenn Perkins should be here in about 30 minutes. He'll make his initials game debut at 8:15. And I believe the St. Paul Federal Credit Union initials jackpot up to $78,500. We're at 78.5. Yikes. Chris, your hand's up.
I owe Marnie an apology when she gets here, by the way.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I FaceTimed her when she was in bed the other night.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she wasn't happy with me.
Did she kick Mitch out of bed for a second or two, or what was Mitch doing?
I don't think it was Mitch. I don't know who the guy was.
Oh,
You know, she doesn't have to answer.
Yeah, she
knows
did, though.
that, right?
She did.
That's a good point. If she's in bed and she sees that you want to FaceTime, she can decline the FaceTime.
She doesn't have to answer.
Great point, Mark.
You're right. You
There's
know what?
that
You're
option.
right. Thank you.
Yeah, she owes you an apology.
It's her fault.
Yeah.
The news is next.
The Fan.